All right. Welcome Team Trigger and Team PCS to our very first of many Zoom events together. I'm so excited to be teaming up with you guys. Jay Martin says, find a buddy in the business, and I think I speak for all of us when I say that we certainly have. I'm so excited to give you guys a little background on my experience with Mitra Ray. She was the first person that I met when I joined the Juice Plus business next to my upline. And looking back, I had no idea how much that would shape my future.
That's what I'm trying to explain.
It's kind of a big deal in this business. And when I think of Mitra, I think of the word innovative. When my team helped me get to NMD in September, I looked back at my journey, and I've always attributed a lot of my success to her training, but I really, really have. I have been so fortunate to be a fly on the wall during her rep wrap calls and during her Team Shining Star morning trainings at conference, which are absolutely amazing. But her T30 program is what shot us from senior sales coordinator to NMD in 1 year, and it has been such an amazing ride. So I'm incredibly grateful for her guidance and coaching, and I'm even actually more grateful for her patience. I don't know if she knows this yet or not, but I know she gets like slammed with questions about health all the time, and it has got to be super annoying. Can I take Juice Plus if so-and-so has this? But being new and green into the business, my dad was on Coumadin, and I had asked her if it was okay if my dad had that. Backstory, if you have leafy greens, you typically can't have Coumadin. And she said yes, and we want to get him off of it. Well, we didn't get him off of it because unfortunately he passed, but it brought him from the highest dosage to the lowest dosage. And I firmly believe that because of Mitra's recommendation of that I got time with him. So I'm grateful for this business, but I'm so grateful that she gave me that gift. So thank you, Mitra. And I know that Amy wants to say a few words first before we get started.
Yes, so it's kind of loud. We've got kids and life happening right here, but it's because we just finished up an awesome event, and this is how we do our life, right? And if there's anything I've learned in the last almost 8 years from Dr. Ray is go big or go home. We do things because we have fun doing that, and she's the epitome of fun. So when Christy and I were talking about how can we do something awesome for our teams as far as team calls are concerned, the very first person that came to mind was getting Dr. Mitra Ray on this call. Again, just because she is an innovator and she is teaching us how to do this business with so much flexibility, with so much fun, with so much speed as well, just to get going, go fast, because it's way more fun to go fast than it is to go slow. So Mitra, we are so thankful that you took the time out of your busy day to be here with us and our entire teams. We love you so much, and we cannot wait to hear the words of wisdom you have to share with us. So without further ado, Dr. Mitra Ray.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. First of all, I'm so excited about the partnership between Christy and Amy. The two of you are, very powerful and very passionate, and it's just wonderful to see what you guys are doing together. I'm going to mute my phone here. So I don't know how many people are absolutely new. I assume you guys, if you're on a Zoom team call, chances are you're looking at this business seriously or already in it and wanting to take it to the next level. And sometimes I like to open up with questions, but I kind of also have an agenda. So maybe what I'll do is try to get through the topics that I want to discuss really quickly, and then maybe we'll have time for questions. I don't know if one of you want to tell me, how much is this call, half an hour or an hour? What are we doing here?
I assumed it was a half hour, but
okay, great. Okay, no, that's fine, because shorter the better, because I think that people can only absorb so much information at a time, and we're all busy, and I don't want to talk for too long. So the first thing I want to say is that the whole thing about the Transform 30 program is that it creates communities and really distinguishes. So just a little quick history. I've been doing this since July of 1994. I had just turned 30, and then I started taking the product. So I've been eating this product, for like 21 years, going on 22 here. And just that, the fact that I've been taking Juice Plus and Juice Plus Complete for 21 years, you have to think about, like, why would you? I mean, I haven't done anything. I haven't even been married for 21 years. I mean, it's ridiculous. I haven't done anything consistently other than take Juice Plus, especially for my health, for 21 years. Meanwhile, I've tried all kinds of exercise programs and diets and all, different things, but Juice Plus has been a constant. And that's because it served as my prenatal. Well, it served initially, helped me get off of ibuprofen, which I took in bulk because of neck spasms that I had. And I never realized back then that the inflammation in my gut had something to do with the inflammation in my neck not being resolved. And I will have a video of my new gut microbiome talk. We're like this close to having that YouTube video done. And you'll understand more about that. It served as my prenatal. My kids are now almost 15 and 17. And I just see what it does for children's nutritionists right from the get-go. So I can't say enough about it to young moms, pregnant moms, or moms trying to get pregnant. Women trying to get pregnant. It has been a game changer on so many levels for that. And then just staying consistently healthy. Like, when I turn 50, I don't have a GP. I don't go to the doctor much. But when I turned 50, I decided to just check everything, blood work. And I'm so glad I'm a national marketing director, because a comprehensive blood profile, blood work can cost anywhere definitely over $2,000. And if you really go for all the real factors that most doctors are not going to really look at, but if you work with a really good, naturopathic doctor or somebody with a little bit more of an open mind, you can spend up to $7,000-8,000 for a good blood panel. And that's what it's amazing what our insurance can cover. And I tore my ACL skiing, and can I just tell you, I'm so glad for this insurance policy that I hardly use other than to just check everything's okay. And I had my DEXA scan done, and the guy that was doing the bone density scan, the DEXA is a very sophisticated way of doing bone density, amongst other things. I did all kinds of checkups. So I'm just going to tell that one little story here. And the guy was giving me all kinds of lectures on, there's normal spiel he's supposed to give people about calcium supplements and the foods I should eat, like milk, to increase my calcium. And I was like, listen, when you see my report, then we can talk, because I'll just tell you, I take a different approach to all this. Green leafy vegetables, for instance, have a lot more calcium, and just reducing the acidic load on the diet by reducing animal products is really the trick. So they send me back my lab report, and I've been, remember, taking Juice Plus for 21 years. My naturopathic doctor, who has been resistant about Juice Plus, and she's in really good health, which is why I go see her. She's really smart. She said, I couldn't believe your bone density, and those people at the DEXA scan place, they wrote, oh my God, you have the bones of a 20-year-old, and that's what Juice Plus can do over time. So, it's never too late to get started, but never quit, never quit. That's the first thing I want to tell you guys, is continue to always be a product of the product. And then on top of that, taking on the challenge, really taking on cleansing, and T30 has been mutated into I love what Jake Kelly and her team started with the 10-day shred, because we can take on T30 really, really powerfully, trying to be 100% compliant for 10 days. And if you start on a Monday, it's only one weekend of no drinking. So Jake started doing Transform 30, where you're always taking the products, you're always doing shakes and capsules, but you take on the lifestyle challenge, and where it says reduce alcohol and caffeine, she's 100%, zero, zero dairy, zero gluten for sure, but also zero alcohol, caffeine, sugar, all that other stuff. And you really get some amazing results in 10 days. And it's only one weekend of not drinking, and most people can give up things that are their vices for just 1 week. And that's enough to keep people encouraged. And then as long as they stay on the product, I think it's really important for us to try to do, a 30-day challenge, maybe once every couple of months, or a 10-day shred once a month, so that we continue to walk the walk. And the other thing it does is it helps you bring in new people. I'm doing another 10-day shred, who wants to join me? And if you continue to create little communities that start off with a 10-day shred, then you plug them into more long-term, those people that are staying on T30 for life. Then what happens, you start little Facebook groups that lead to bigger Facebook groups, or whatever kind of group you want to start. I think Facebook works pretty well, or even in your community. What happens is that it keeps you always talking to new people and creating that community. And it also creates customer care. It makes us more accountable for customer care. And that's really important, because customer care is what's going to help you become what we call customer qualified. So you want to qualify, once you get to VF, VF is kind of like a one-time income hit, but I really like to see people actually earn a residual source of income from hitting VF. Like, it's great what Amy said about go big or go home, but I'm always happy to help somebody just start out by making, even if you want to make 10 grand, 20 grand, 100 grand a month, all those big lofty goals, that's awesome. But unless you know how to make $500 a month, you're not going to get to those other things. And somebody said, I can't talk to people about making $500 a month in the Bay Area. You need a lot more money than that. I'm like, yeah, but that's fine. But if you don't know how to make $500 a month, you won't be able to make the big income. And people are creating those kinds of huge incomes now with social media, just by doing the work, just by using social media to talk to more people. It's always about, putting more people in the pipeline and having more people exposed to the information. It's never about like, are you doing it wrong, or does the product not work, or it's not all about your insecurities. And I really, really promote image work for that. So you get clarity that, it's really just about, does your calendar reflect your goal, or does it reflect you being busy? Look at your calendar, and that will tell you whether you're actually creating always new prospects that you're putting into the funnel, doing 10-day shreds, doing some kind of programming yourself, so you're bringing new people in to join you, doing the customer care required. It's really great to just send out, asking people, look, if I do a 10-day shred with you, I want to communicate at least once a day, and what's going to work for you. Do you like text? Do you like email? Do you like, Voxer, whatever, and find out how they want to communicate. It's really, really, really important to do that. And if you just consistently do that, I promise you 2 years from now, your life will look completely, if you just took on a 10-day shred, if you want to get aggressive about it, twice a month, but if you did it at least once a month for 2 years and always brought new people in, that would like change your finances. I know that. And then being customer qualified is really, really important. This is a concept. Sometimes when you bring new people in and they become wholesale buyers, what happens is you can get to that 1,000 PVC, and you can have some dealers and DDs, direct distributors, that are helping you count towards that 1,000 PVC. And what they've noticed is, like, I know both Amy and Christy are shooting for 12 Club. 20. Is it 12 or 24? Sorry, you're muted.
24.
I knew 12 was too little. Sorry about that. 24 Club. And I can tell you they've analyzed people that are 24 Club, that if the person, let's say Christy, her position is qualified with own customers, just her own customers, and she's got like over 1,000 PVC easily, and then all the DDs and dealer directs are just bonus PVC on top of that 1,000, but just from her own customers, then she's more likely to duplicate that. So her check can be 50% higher than another 24 Club that is maybe just barely at a 20, barely qualified themselves, so they're not really duplicating that very much. And I love when Don Rathman teaches on this concept of, you can be like an A+ student, or C- student, or whatever. You can be an A+ VF or a C- VF. And if you're customer qualified, you're an A+ VF, and you can count on a consistent check. When you get to sales coordinator, you can just kind of barely get there that one time and fast track, or you can work to become what we call POB qualified. And I'm not going to go into that, but a POB qualified sales coordinator is an A+ sales coordinator. Somebody who's POB qualified because they've got 2 VFs under them that are A+ VFs, and that's really important to think about in the long run, because that's going to create a whole different kind of 24 Club when you get there than one where you just are scrambling and barely getting there. A lot of people get to 24 Club that one time just to go to the Eltons, and the next conference they drop off. But if you build the foundation right of teaching people how to build their own customer qualified businesses, showing people how to make consistently $500 a month just from their customer base, now you've got something that's going to build a strong foundation. So that's really important. And the final thing I want to talk about is how the one GoPro skill, if you haven't heard about GoPro, that's like, nobody's born with the skill set of doing network marketing. And Eric Worre and all his stuff is, the way Joy talks about it, she's got GoPro, the book, the CDs in the car. She's got it on her Audible account. I mean, she's got Eric Worre everywhere. So she can always kind of tune in to Eric Worre and GoPro and keep practicing the skills. Now, this is a 100 clubber talking, who's been doing this almost, 20 years herself. And she's like, I have to always keep refreshing my skills. And the one skill that Eric Worre says is the most important of all the skills to learn is promoting for events. And promoting for events is really as simple as being really excited about it yourself, really being excited about like the speaker that's coming, or the fact that you're doing, even if you're doing a salad in a jar party at your house, are you going to talk about, the fact, like what you're going to do, you're going to build the how-tos of the salad in a jar? Or are you going to address people's pain and say, listen, I know everybody wants to eat healthy. Do you find that, you're making salads every day of the week? Or what if you could? Like, what would that look like? There's a bunch of us who get together and we have a great time making these salads, and the food is ready. It's convenient. It's in your fridge. And when we get together, we get excited about eating salads, believe it or not. Like, I know people who were like, there's just no way I'm doing salad in a jar. That sounds way too boring. But then they were coachable and teachable, and they decided to do their first salad in a jar party. And you know what? In today's world, creating communities is where it's at. It's called emotional work. Like, we don't do manual work. It's not a culture of manual work. Making money today is a matter of doing emotional work and creating communities. The people that are making money today, that are becoming invaluable in our society today, are people who learn how to promote for events, understand the importance of creating communities, live face-to-face interaction. And that is what helps us kind of build a solid business, is creating communities. And people come and go. And, the way I've learned to look at my business is, if you want, let's say you're a VF and you want to get to sales coordinator, and you got somebody into the business in order to get to VF, it's a mistake to think that that person is necessarily going to help you get to sales coordinator. So we have a saying in our business: the people who got you to sales coordinator are not necessarily going to get you to senior sales coordinator, and the people who got you to senior sales are probably not going to be enough to get you to QNMD, and so on it goes. And it's not because you want to write off those people. It's just that we all have, they're not going to get you there in your time frame. You need to go find new people if you want to get there faster. So I think of my distributors, I never write off anybody, because I'm here. I'm going to be here. I haven't gone anywhere in 21 years. I'm going to stay. I love this product. I love this community first and foremost. And they know I'm going to be here. So it's kind of like, some people, I think about this, like some people, and in fact, I've been wanting to ask Bob Samara about an affirmation on this, 2 affirmations. But I'd like to say to myself, I love the people that are killing it in this business and doing all kinds of exciting things, like, the Jake Kellys that are out there just crushing it and finding new creative ways of doing business, and not afraid to take chances and risks, and going out there and making it happen, and going through the numbers, that have clarity, from doing enough image work. They're just very crystal clear on their beat. And I love all those other people that are incubating. That's all that's going on for those people. They're incubating, they're just incubating. And I don't have to write them off in my mind. I don't have to be upset about the fact that they're not doing whatever they need to do. I'm just like, let them incubate. Meanwhile, the people that get my attention are the ones that are asking, why am I on this call? Because you guys asked me to be on the call and you bugged me enough to make it happen. That's all that happened, you know? And so it's really, really important to be clear about your goals and continue to promote for events. If you just learn how to promote for events and make it sound like, you know, like this is what you need, you know, this is the most exciting. I always say, listen, the worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have a lot of fun. That's the worst thing that's going to happen if you come to a Juice Plus event, because these are really cool people, and people usually get really excited about the energy that we have. Like it's not like the rest of the world out there. We're just a fun bunch of people. You know, what part don't you get? We like to help people get really healthy. We like our free time. We teach people how to create free time so they can choose to spend their life the way they want to, and some passive residual income. And it takes a while to even believe that that's even possible in the world today that we live in. But, you know, the worst thing that can happen is you'll have fun. But maybe you'll see what I saw when I first went to my first event. Maybe this could be a turning point for you. I don't know. It's up to you to make that decision. But why don't you just come along anyway, and I'll, you know, buy you a glass of wine or whatever is happening, you know, offer a little incentive for them to come. So I want to kind of end there, and I think we have maybe a few minutes for questions.
You guys can unmute yourself if you have any questions for Mitra. Now's the time to ask. Nobody?
Yeah, everybody's processing.
Hey, Mitra, I have a quick question. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So are you finding that you're just, when you bring on a new distributor, are you just not even talking about DD? You're just going straight to, let's get you a qualified business, and this is how to do it, and duplicate this?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay.
Because the higher you, I mean, I used to, you know, when I was like really, really going out there, and I still do this, like when I bring in a new person, I actually talk about making, I've asked them, like, first I want to show you how to make $500 a month. That's called a qualified VF. Then I want to show you how to make like $1,500 a month, no matter what. And that's what we call a POB sales coordinator. Mm-hmm. And that's all I really explain, those two steps, because if they can get from VF, like within like 3 months, in 90 days, if you can get to sales coordinator and make $1,500 a month, then I think there's a really good, and the check comes consistently, then even if they kind of like fizzle out for a little bit, you're going to keep getting a check. I've had people, like, when you do this as long as I've done it, there have been people that, like, I helped them get to QNMD or senior sales coordinator. And for years, the only thing that kept going in their mind is they kept getting that Christmas bonus because they got to senior sales coordinator. And finally, they're like, you know, what if I actually came back to this and did something, because they were incubating for a while, you know?
Right.
So I like to create solid checks. The first level of solid check for me is a qualified VF, and the second level is that POB sales coordinator. Those are good units of duplication.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you.
Sure. That's a really great question, Cassie. Anybody else?
I have a question for you, Mitra. What tools do you use when you're signing a new rep on to help get them information? Do you send them to mission-driven model, or is there some specific place that you send them?
Well, I use, the Transform 30 Tools page is where, if you have your own URL, you also get access to transform30.com/tools. And when you go there, there's a new rep orientation, and there's a lot of information there. But the most important is to make them write down their URLs, and so they know where to find that and find out their why. So they know their Juice Plus URL, they know their Transform 30 URL, they know how to get to the tools page, and they can get their the Excel trackers for creating a qualified VF position, and well, first the 2,000 plus tracker, and then the qualified VF tracker. Those two Excel sheets they can download from the tools page. And then kind of like Jake trains a lot about this, like help them make their first Facebook post, help them plan maybe their first 10-day shred, you know, when they're going to start that, or T30 or whatever. And then just a texting exercise where you're literally helping them send out 10, 20 texts, like help them send out their first text. And as soon as that inertia of that first text is over with, now they have a script and it's in their phone, and depending on their motivation level, they're going to do more of that on their own, right? Mm-hmm. And I tell people, like, you know, you send out properly, like not spouting off at the mouth, but just like, hey, I thought of you. And Jake's actually going to post her latest. It's already up there on the files page of Team Shining Star, but Jake's also going to post some of her latest scripts about the business, and it's really great. She doesn't even send a business video anymore. She just sends them a script that she texts people, or, you know, messages them. And so it's just like helping somebody make their first check is sort of a concept to think about. Like, help them make a check, you know, and hopefully it's as big of a check as possible, like getting to VF or whatever. But even you can't underestimate what a check for $50 might do for somebody. And make sure they know. Make sure you know, like on your virtual office, what your new distributor made last month, because we don't get physical checks anymore. So it was in some ways I liked when people got their physical check, because they noticed, you know. So you have to let them know, hey, did you know, $150 got deposited to your account from your Juice Plus business? That's awesome. You know, what are you going to do with it? And what do you want to do next? And how do you feel about the people you helped? So, like, help them create their next little goal, instead of, it's so much more effective to help create small ball attainable goals instead of the pie in the sky. You know, when people come to me, I'm going to kill this, I'm going to make you so rich. I'm like, okay, let's just start with you getting your first customer, you know, and see where we go from there. So.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey, Mitra, I have another question.
Yeah.
Okay, this might be a little loaded, but all right. So I absolutely love Transform 30, of course, 100%, like completely on board with Transform 30 and everything. But I came on board before Transform 30 was around. And so I think each individual product, like the capsules by themselves, are amazing and require a lot of education and understanding for people to understand fully what the capsules are. And then same with the protein. So I'm struggling, like I feel like people get Transform 30, but then sometimes they're like, well, why are these capsules so important? And I don't feel like there's a tool without giving them so much information. Here's a Transform 30 video, but then also let's go over to my Juice Plus website and let's talk about, you know, the two individual products or two individual like pieces of Transform 30. I don't know if that's making sense, but I'm kind of struggling with that. I don't know if that.
Yeah. So our job is to first inspire people to get on the program, and then customer care involves continual education, you know, and bringing people into the fold. And so it's kind of like, you know, I'm going to put you on a video a week program, you know, and I want you to watch these videos and get more educated on how important this is for your health. So Bridging the Gap is a really great first educational video on the capsules. And Jan Roberto's got a few great ones on the complete shake, right? They're out there, and you just create yourself a favorite list of, like, let's say, you know, like even if you sent them, you know, 10 videos over the course of the next 10 weeks or 2 or 3, the first 90 days or 120 days, if you can get them sold and read, you have to help them go through that first cycle of 120 days and and be willing to get there. And you know you've done your job if you've kept them, you know, if you haven't ignored them and you don't want to get people upset if their product's coming and they're not ready for it. So it's really important to stay in touch. You know, where most of us really, really fall down is that we go to these meetings and we get all excited. We create all these goals about going to NMD and this, that, and the other thing. We drop customer care and customer education. right? So that's a really great question. It is your job to now teach them about the capsules. I've got CE1, CE2, CE3.transform30.com. If they hear David Phillips and they're an athlete or whatever, they're going to understand oxidative stress, you know, so that we have all these videos, and not everybody's going to want to get educated. Some people are like,
right.
I'm in, you don't have to keep doing that. But it's our job to let them know that these videos exist, and have yourself a little customer care, like schedule, like, did I send them this video? And bridging the gap, don't forget, that's a really, really simple and good video for capsule education. And I like Jan Roberto's videos on complete. In fact, she's putting together another module for us. It will be one of the Transform 30 modules.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah.
And
thank you so
and the
much.
modules, remember, the education is free. The reason it's free to watch. Like, your customers don't need to pay that $20 to be certified T30 coach. It's just like, they can watch the education. They don't have to do the quiz or get the certificate, but they can always watch the education.
Okay.
So
okay. Awesome. Good to know. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the thing is, people will forget how good they feel on the product, because we take good health for granted. So yeah, we have to educate them. And it used to be like, we had to drag everyone before all these videos. I knew I had to drag all my customers to a Prevention Plus talk, a live health talk. Now we can bring Prevention Plus talks to their home and to their smartphone. So
okay, awesome. Yeah, I was always doing the customer care afterwards, but that's a good point. I just always, you know, because it makes so much sense to me. I'm like, how can you not get this? So I forget that some people don't always just get it.
They just don't have the exposure that you've had. That's all.
Right. Okay. Awesome.
And distributors make the best customers. You know, sometimes I tell people, like, you know, you don't have to be a rock star distributor. Just keep coming to the meetings, because you'll get so educated. You'll get more educated than most doctors know about nutrition. If you stay in the Juice Plus community, that's a good reason to be part of our community anyway.
Yeah.
And
awesome.
incubate until and go to Image, and maybe something will get turned on, and then you'll actually decide to build an empire. I don't know what's possible. So, yeah.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, Mitra, I have a question for you. With your customer care, do you send out newsletters to your distributor or your customers?
I did that for many, 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 many years. And now that the company's doing a lot of that, and they started doing that because they saw, like, we were doing that. I don't do that anymore, but I used to I've done that for we have so many more tools today. It's so much easier to, but it's not a bad idea to, like, create your personal relationship, and whatever you know what, make customer care enjoyable for you. And then if you find something that you like to do for customer care, do it until you get bored of doing it, then do something else. Like, it's your business, right? And we have so many tools, but I think it's really great to, even if you created a simple email distribution list and just say, you know, I love sending my customers videos. But one thing is, like, personalizing it. So you could send a group email, but it wouldn't be nearly as effective as personalizing. Let's say you've got 10 steady customers. You want to send 10 separate emails. You could say the same thing, but if you just personalize it, it's a game changer. Okay, I know we're past 30 minutes. I don't know if want me to keep going, or are we good? Any other? One last burning question, anybody? Okay, well, I don't know how many of y'all are coming to the Seattle Summit, but You're muted.
It's acting all weird. Never mind. I was going to ask you to talk about the Seattle Summit. So ready, set, back to you.
Yes. Yeah, so I just created the link. We only have 180 spaces. And Christy, I'll send you the link. Wait, I think you're on that list. So you guys have it. Okay. And I'm not going to put it on the team page because there's a lot of people that come onto our team page. So I'm trying to keep it to, like, our teams for now. So please don't share it with Sideline. Give our own team a chance to pre-register.
Okay.
And we have some ideas how much we might be able to expand it, but right now it's just for our teams. And I just sent it to the NMD list.
Perfect.
Great.
All right.
All right. Well, we just want to, I guess it was my turn to say goodbye, and I should have said it earlier. Sorry, I'm having communication issues here. Thank you so much, Mitra. We cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and join us. This has just been something we've been looking forward to. We do team calls every month. I know Christy does the same thing with Team PCS, and we're really going to be working together to do a lot of these just like this and get speakers just like you on here. So thank you, everybody, for joining us today. Thank you, Mitra Ray. We can't wait to see you at Seattle Summit. We can't wait to see you at conference.
All right. And just, I don't know if I did a good job promoting Seattle Summit, but I kind of feel like, do I need to promote Seattle Summit? Are you kidding? No. It's like the best thing ever.
It really is
a great time.
Ever. So you definitely want to be there for that.
So anyway,
all right.
And it's very social. By the way, like I believe in, like, people can't sit in the room for hours and hours and hours. So it's only like half day of training and half day of socializing. So it's really fun. So
it's awesome. And the food is amazing.
Yeah, and the food's amazing. All right. Take care, you guys.
Thank you.
Have a great evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Mitra.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.